Good day, everyone. It's Glenn Calloway coming to you from the basement. Hope everyone is going to have a great day today. It is Thursday, and the weather is absolutely beautiful here in Trenton, Ontario. It's t-shirt weather, which is very welcome. Um, Today, I want to talk about double albums. I like double albums, and there are some classic ones, but I think there's an argument to be had that possibly all of them are bloated to a certain extent. Now, using this as a barometer, Johnny Winter's album, Second Winter. So this, folks, when it came out in 1969 or whatever year that was, 70 maybe, is a triple album, or triple-sided album, three-sided record. From what I understand, reading about this album, Johnny Winter and the band recorded enough material that they wanted to put out for three sides. They did not have enough for a complete four-sided double album. Thus, we end up with the first three-sided album that I'm aware of. If there was another one before this, please let me know. I applaud Johnny for that because he just didn't throw in filler for the sake of throwing in filler. He had some pride in the songs that they recorded and found a creative way of putting out this album. So I'm kind of using that as a barometer because I find a lot of these double albums, I don't know if I could make them into a single album. We're going to kind of do it here on the fly, or a three-sided album, which I would prefer. So this is at random. I pulled pretty much my favorite double albums out, and the other thing is that the double album died with the advent of the CD. After that, it was just a bunch of music thrown on a disc. As far as I'm concerned, if CD didn't exist, maybe the double album would continue, but from my argument, there's no such thing as a double album after the CD came out. That's it. So I am not showing any albums that came out after 1983 or whatever year that was, when it was just 73 minutes of music on a plastic disc. The first album I want to discuss is an album that is considered very bloated and pretentious, but I love it. Yes, Tales from Topographic Oceans. Now, the thing about this album is the revealing science of God is long, and it's the classic song on the album. It is sorry guys, there it is. It's 20 minutes and 27 seconds and takes up the whole side. So we do have a side of music there on side one that really is essential to the record. Side two, The Remembering, is also 20 minutes long. Side three is 21 minutes long. That's side four, I'm sorry. And side three, The Ancient, is 18 minutes long. So every one of these songs, you may argue, is bloated or pretentious, however you want to call it, the songs themselves, not particularly the album. So for me, I have to leave this as a double album because it works as a double album. I could not see changing this in any way, omitting songs, unless Yes decided to make the songs shorter, which I'm sure a lot of people would be in favor of. So Yes is a double album. Exile on Main Street, my favorite Stones album. A lot of people think it's kind of, I don't know. I like the grittiness of it, and the dirtiness of it, and the muddiness of it. I think that's the charm of the album myself. So, again, I think I could knock this down to an amazing single album maybe. I think it would make an amazing rock and single album. Rocks Off. That's a great opening track, but could I leave that off and come up with like Rip This Joint? Imagine that as the opening track. Rip This Joint, the way that just rocks out. That might be a great opener. And Shake Your Hips, I could probably live without that. Casino Boogie, I could probably live without. Tumblin' Dice. So even if we left Rocks Off, Rip This Joint, and Tumblin' Dice, that's 3 songs off of side 1. Sweet Virginia's Gotta Stay. That's 4 songs. Sweet Black Angel, I really like too. That's 5 songs on the one album. All Down the Line's a classic. That's 6 songs. Stop Breaking Down is, I believe, Robert Johnson's song. That's Gotta Stay. So that's like 6, 7 songs. Happy, I guess, the big Keith Richards song. Let It Loose, I really like, is the last song. I would leave that as the last song. I think, arguably, you could make this into one of the strongest single albums in the Stones' catalog. Even though I'm a fan of this complete album, I shouldn't really be messing with it, but I'm going to say I could make that into a freaking amazing single album. Exile, single. Bloated. It's got to be called Bloated. I'm sorry. Uh-oh. This one is going to cause all the controversy. The White Album. I could make this into an incredible single album. The best album the Beatles ever made after Sgt. Pepper, of course. Sgt. Pepper. Come on. Like, I mean, where are we here? Side 1. I mean, you got to stick with this might be a 3-sided album. This would follow Johnny's theme, because you could certainly, I would take Obla Di Obla Da, Wild Honey Pie, Continuing Story of Bungalow Bill, all 3 of those songs off the first side. The second side works. It's really charming the way it works. I'm not comparing it to the level of masterpiece of the second side of Abbey Road, but it's got that thing where all the short songs kind of all interconnect in some way, and it's very eclectic group of songs. So side 2 I have to leave, but I could knock a couple of songs off of side 1, no problem. I could also do Honey Pie. I could probably take that off. That's side 4, sorry. Side 3, Birthday. I'm Birthday could go. Everybody's Got Something to Hide except for Me and My Monkey could go. And then, so there's another couple of songs. That's 5 songs I could chew off of this thing. Honey Pie, Revolution Number 9, and Good Night I could take off of this. This would either be an incredible single album or a triple-sided album. So, somewhat bloated as far as I'm concerned. Jimi Hendrix, Electric Ladyland. Sorry, folks. There's only one song I can take off of this album, and that's Little Miss Strange. This staying as a double album. We're just taking one song off. Jimmy stays. That's my first one where I go, you don't touch Electric Ladyland. Another one of my favorite albums of all time is Chicago Transit Authority. But this would definitely be a 3-sided album, because that whole side 4 with the prologue, Someday, and Liberation can all go, and so can Freeform Guitar. So I'm not sure if you could fit the rest of this album on a single album, but single to album to a triple-sided album on CTA. Freaking great record. But I can only get so much of that Freeform Guitar. It really starts to bug me. Here's my second favorite album of all time. I don't know how to judge this, because Rainy Day Woman, Pledging My Time, Visions of Johanna, One of Us Must Know. That side is just epic. Do Not Touch It, I Want You, Memphis Blues, Leopard Skin. Come on. Most Like You, Your Way of Mine, Temperate. We're not touching this. That's 2. Double albums, don't touch them. The River, Bruce Springsteen. Single album, man. There's a lot of filler on this album. I'm sorry. for the Ties That Bind is good. Sherry Darling's good. Jackson Cage I don't care about. Independence Day I don't care about. So there's and Two Hearts I like. So side one there's 3 songs. Side two, Hungry Heart's great. Out in the Street's great. Crush on You I can live without. You Can Look But You Better Not Touch I can, I guess, leave you in. I Want to Marry You sucks. The River obviously has to stay. So there's 5 songs I've pulled off of this, and this album has 5 songs per side. uh, I'm a Rocker, Fade Away, Stolen Car can all go. There's 3 more songs. Price You Pay, Drive All Night, and Wreck on the Highway can all go. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 songs that I would keep on this album and make one strong album. It is definitely a single album, The River. No doubt in my mind. I got 2 more. Physical Graffiti. I love all these albums, by the way. They're but just I'm just trying to improve them. That's all. I'm just trying to make things better for everyone. That's all I want to do in life. Just make things better for you. That's what I'm here for. Okay, that's side 3 and 4. I love Physical Graffiti, my favorite Zeppelin album. But I have to say, starts off strong with Custard Pie. The Rover, In My Time of Dying. The Rover's good, but I might be able to live without the Rover. Houses of the Holy's good. Trampled Underfoot. Kashmir is the classic. It's my favorite Zeppelin song. 2. I think I could take 2 and 2 off of there. I could take a song off of both those sides. This whole side with Night Flight, The Wanton Song, Boogie with Stu, Black Country Woman, and Sick Again can all go. In the Light's great. Bonnie Yar is great. Down by the Seaside's okay. 10 Years Gone's okay. I would keep that. I could get rid of. This would have to be a 3-sided album for me. That's the way it would have to go. Well, I'm sitting here, guys. You know, we're doing this Rock and Roll Hall of Fame thing on Rich Strickler's channel, which we are enjoying so much. We're getting a couple hundred views, but we should be getting a lot more views. So if you guys aren't watching that, can you go check it out and let us know? Give us some feedback. We're trying to create the authentic Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We're not putting in Dolly Parton. Nothing against Dolly Parton, but shouldn't be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So we're trying to do it right. And I think we've done a pretty good job so far. The latest edition just went up yesterday. It kind of dealt with people who put their first albums out in 1972, I think, or 73, I can't remember now. But people like Jackson Browne and the Eagles and bands like that. So it was more of the softer rock type induction, I would say. But, we've Black Sabbath, we've got a few rockers in there. Of course, the Beatles and Dylan and Ray Charles and Elvis and all that stuff. So all the people you'd expect. But we're having a lot of fun doing it. It's myself, Rich Strickler, Doc, who doesn't have a channel. His name's Sean. Sam St. John, Brian Massey from Massey's Main Entertainment, and Randall Nelson. And it's about a half an hour long. Great discussion. We all get to choose one artist out of a list of 25 that we've worked on all week to try and vote to see who gets consideration. And it's been really cool. So please, go to Rich's channel and check it out. My last one. Z-A-P-P-A, Z-A-P-P-A. Freak Out. Between that and Blonde on Blonde, the first 2 double albums in rock music history. Both released in 1966. Now, some people who don't like Frank Zappa are going to say this whole album should just be a 45. But I'm not one of those people. I love the album, but what could go is side four. Side four is not my favorite side of music. Side four is called The Return of the Monster Magnet. These are great reissues, by the way. But other than that, everything can stay. Help, I'm a rock, trouble every day, it can't happen here. Fantastic record, but three-sided in my opinion. So out of 10, I think I pulled 10 double albums. I have two that I would not touch. Blonde on Blonde, Electric Ladyland. Now the other ones I was going to pull were the two Who albums, Quadrophenia and Tommy, but I decided not to because they are a work of art and a complete work, and you can't mess with it. So they are, you might not like all the songs, but they are all necessary. So can't really do anything with that. And I don't know if I missed any classic doubles or not. I'm sure I did. Thanks for watching. We will be back soon. Take care.